ball just took off the face. Oh, huge.
Ooh.
Huge with a capital H.
Busted that. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Well, Frank, obviously way too much club there.
You've got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Getting set now over the putt. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
+1 in the early going. Settles in always with excellent posture over the ball. They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here, because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough. What does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Just a shade over par, +1. So here we are at the third hole, par 4, again 428 yards. Frank, have you ever seen anything quite like the bunkering that we have here on the left side of this hole?
No, the church pews, they're famous, obviously, for Oakmont, and they have that tendency to drag you right to that left side. Really, you hit anything that you can get off on the fairway off this tee, whether it's a long iron, I don't care what it is. If you want to try and hit driver down there, well, good luck, because this really is about the second shot. Somehow avoid that trouble there, so you've got a second shot. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
He'll be pretty happy with that one, about 20 feet away in a good spot. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just a couple of feet. Well, not in contention, but in for par. We have already begun. Let's pick up with the action at hole number 4. With a key stretch of holes ahead, our featured golfer really has struggled in the early going, Frank.
Yeah, a few mistakes out there, unforced errors you might want to say. So really, attention to detail should be the concern right now.
Gave that the full treatment. Get up. That is just a beautiful shot. Second shot coming up here at the par 5.
Now, the way that came out, really lucky to be on the fringe.
Yeah, he'll still have a good chance to come out of here with a decent score. Well, Frank, this is something we've seen more and more of in recent years, players just on the fringe.
Yeah, it's good to see. It shows he's thinking. You don't just have to grab the lob wedge, and that's it. I mean, hybrid, putt, you name it, whatever works.
Very nicely done, right on the dance floor. These putts keep the round together. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Trying to move on with a par in his pocket. Moves into the top 20 after the par. We're at the 5th hole now. Short hole, but Frank, pretty challenging even at 382 yards.
Yeah, you've got the bunkers are staggered. The first 3 coming down the left side, and then they start to link up with the ones on the right side that just sort of narrow this fairway up. It just sort of changes the strategy. But if you can just sort of thread an iron up there, that's the main thing. Because this green is going to be very narrow in the front and then slope away to the player's left.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
So Frankie is leaning, and it appears as though this one's headed a bit right.
Yeah, just came out of it.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
And getting ready for the putt. Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. Par 3 6th here at Oakmont. Frank, it's changed a bit since you played here in the U.S. Open back in 1994.
Yes, it has, Rich. They used to have a bunker behind this green, sort of back left. They've removed that now and actually increased the back of this green. I'm not going to say it makes the hole that much easier. It just gives them a few more places to cut a flag when they choose to stick it in the back.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No chance. Good thing he stayed in the first cut, because just a couple of feet over, that rough is really deep.
I mean, this skill and that was sublime.
just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. So frustrating sometimes on the greens, isn't it? Drop shot here at the 6th. Well, with that drop shot, moves to 1 over for the tournament. All set here at the par 4-7. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
It's a rather intimidating tee shot there, since the trees have all been removed that used to be very, very close to this fairway. 3 bunkers down the right side, another 2 on the left. They've either got to be somehow threaded in between, or the longest hitters might just be able to squeeze it past.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just trying to keep this round on track. Has that putt, stays at 1 over. We're at the 8th at Oakmont, a famous hole. And Frank, it's not often we say of a par 3 that it is a beast, but the 8th at Oakmont is just that.
Yeah, you can imagine a 300-yard par 3 to a flat green. That would be hard enough. But imagine to a 300-yard par 3 at a US Open to a green that goes up at the front and then crowns at the top and then slips away at both sides. That's the 8th hole. this is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Well, that's what separates the good players from the great players. The ability to get it that close from that kind of lie. Getting set now over the putt. Oh, I thought he had that. Come on, you have to make that, don't you? Drop shot here at the 8th. This for him would be one drop shot.
I don't think a tourniquet is going to work after that one.
Tough to watch. Rounding out the front 9 here at Oakmont, Frank, it looks to be straight away, uphill. Anything to be cautious about on this tee shot?
Well, there certainly is. Years gone by, this was a par 5. Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power, though? Oh, I liked that.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Well, Frank, you hear it so often. This is a game of dealing with your miscues.
That's the beauty of this game of golf. It giveth and it taketh away.
That's about as depressing a moment as there is in golf. When you miss the bogey putt, you know you're staring at double. Too bad. 2 drop shots right there with a double bogey. Take a look now at the 10th hole, Frank. Par 4, 462 yards.
Yeah, this one can play a lot of different distances. And the reason why is if you can sneak a driver to catch the downslope, it can run all the way down. You can have just a wedge in here. If you're not as fortunate and you leave it hanging up on that hill, it plays a good 200 yards for your second. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, it looks simple enough, this approach shot to the 10th hole, but it can be tricky. Why?
Just the general terrain or slope of this green. Everything slopes from the front right of this green to the back left. So not only do you get huge breaking putts here, but it's so difficult with a long club to keep that second shot on the green.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
That was not a very good read right there. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Wow, I thought it was going in just off the mark by a fraction. Clean this up with a tap. This would be a good time to reverse the slide. 5 over par on the day. Pretty short hole here at the 11th. It's only 379 yards, par 4. So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got away a little bit on that tee ball. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Not easy to control from that kind of a lie, is it, Frank?
No, obviously, you could see in the back of his mind, don't go left. So it just depends how far right this is going to finish.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here. Another good swing, another good approach shot.
Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. We are at the par 5 12th here at Oakmont. This is a big par 5 at 667 yards. Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie. He'll need to be strong with this. Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
And it makes the green in regulation. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Just a little tap in here. Did the job right there. All right, Frank, at the par 3 13th at 183 yards, what do you see here?
Well, there's a lot of things to consider, but the general slope of this green really makes you either hit to a specific section on the green or just try and keep the ball below the hole. It's always easy to putt uphill on fast greens.
Missed that one, and it is going towards the rough. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Well, that one didn't work out. Didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
12 feet still to go. That really hurts, Frank, missing the bogey putt.
Yeah, now time to get the handkerchief. Double bogey coming up.
That's messy. That's a double bogey. 14, pretty short par 4 at 358 yards. Frank?
Get the ball in play here, and certainly your best opportunity for birdie on the second 9 so far.
Looks to be putting everything into this one. Just destroyed it. Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design. Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Locked in on the read and the speed. Oh, and it's good. What an amazing putt. Ball teed up at the 15th. It's a par 4 of 499 yards. What a test here, Frank.
It certainly is. The tee shot here is a little bit like the par 5 12th, where the fairway slopes quite severely from left to right. It means that views there on the left side are actually not a bad place to aim at. Have to allow for that kick and roll towards the right.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. he makes it for par. Frank, this is a point in the round where you really need to summon your best stuff. Par 3 of 231 yards. You know the pressure's building. We're at the 16th hole, and you have a long iron in hand. You can't flinch. You can't take it halfway back and go. This has to be the complete swing, and you have to really have the nerve on this shot.
Yeah, this shot has to be hitting right out of the button, that's for sure. One thing to consider, though, in the back of your mind, it's always better putting back uphill. Well, uphill is actually from the back of this green. So you actually can be a little braver on 16 than what you might think standing on that tee, because a little long is better than a little short. Second shot.
There you have it. Well done. Great putt. Yet another demanding hole here at Oakmont. The par 3 16th, 231-yard par 3. Frank calls for a well-struck long iron.
It certainly does. It's going to favor something that's hit a little higher and a little softer. If you could just mentally cut this green in half and just sort of look at the left half of this green, that's really the best way to play this hole. And the reason why is the general contours all move to the right. That ball can still funnel down to the right side of the green.
Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, whom you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, it was they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or two. Aimed the club at that and made sure they followed through.
This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Just a couple of feet. So after all that, it's a bogey. Great finishing hole here at Oakmont, Frank, the 18th.
I remember back in 1994, this was the last hole in a U.S. Open ever played by Arnold Palmer. You couldn't pick a better finishing hole to win a championship or say farewell. Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
Just amazing what they're able to do with that golf swing. Hit it so far at that size. Not overly big, but man, can really move it a long ways. That's in the fairway. So this is where club selection becomes much more important. Uphill, make sure you have enough stick, and then swing away. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy.
When you consider the length of that putt, it was a good putt.
Trying to stay steady, make a par. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Well, not what they wanted. 7 over par